Literally everywhere you look, there's these trucks. They're probably here for the trees and for the electricity. I just passed a parking lot. Used to be an old Bilo grocery store, and it's entirely filled with these kind of trucks, and equipment. Here comes two more, one more up there coming out. They're everywhere. Finally, the neighbors behind us got their power on. Ours came on fairly quickly. I think we had to live only when I say 2 days, we were home for 2 days without electricity, but it had been off the prior 4 or 5 days because, the whole parking garage stay that we stayed from Thursday to Monday when the hurricane, tropical storm, whatever, came through. I'm sitting here having a healthy breakfast. Sitting in a Walmart parking lot. Which is one of my favorite things to do. I love just sitting around, watching things, watching the world go by. I've always done that. It drives my family crazy usually. They're not a sit around in the van or car type, people like I am. Although when my boys were younger, my wife would work at night online. At the time she was working, I think 4 nights a week. So I had them for 4 nights, by myself. We homeschool our kids, so we're always with them. But anyway, she was in there in her home office, and I would take them riding around. We'd get snacks. We would go and sit downtown or maybe sit at this grocery store parking lot and I would watch people. And sometimes I would look at my phone. Sometimes I wouldn't, but we'd have our snacks. And a lot of times we would have internet because of the city access. So they would watch kids type videos or play games in the back seat, and they would laugh and sometimes they would argue, but we did that for a long time, and it was just kind of a ritual. We just always did that. We'd ride around the neighborhoods and see what was going on. It was just a good time. I think stuff like that, they're going to remember when they get older and they move out. I know one of the things that I remember from my childhood is my mom and dad would like to ride also. But they had a specific, 2 different routes that they would take, and they would go for a ride. And I remember the ritual. They would go across town to Main Street, kind of at the far end of Main Street, and there was a soda machine. They would always go in there, and we would always get Cokes, even though it might be root beer or Dr. Pepper. Mom and Dad would get a Coke, but I would always get something weird, strawberry drink or knee-high or, like root beer. But it was the old machine that you opened up there was a tall, narrow door, and you opened it up, and the bottles would face out with the little top on them. Hold on. I'm really bad about forgetting to set my iris to fixed, and it kind of goes in and out. Oh, I do that all the time. I don't know why I can't remember. Anyway, I always wondered, even as a kid, why someone didn't take a glass to these machines, say at night, pop the top off with an opener and just sit there and let it pour out into their glass, because the top was right there. You'd pull it out. Anyway, I have that kind of a mind. I'm not a criminal, but I write books and things like that, so I have a creative mind. But I'm always thinking of those kind of things. I don't know why, really. Anyway, I went to the store this morning and got 2 honey buns, a cup of coffee, which is only lukewarm today. I'm very disappointed. I like my coffee extremely hot where I have to sip it. I could gulp this, but I'm not going to. And there was a new person there. I hadn't seen him, but this corner store usually gives locals free coffee. I had to pay for this one, but I hadn't seen that guy before, so I didn't say anything. It's okay. I don't expect free coffee. I mean, the owner is like an extremely generous man. I love this guy. He's a nice guy. He's always nice. And I know he's very frantic sometimes because he can't keep good help there. And he's such a nice guy, even under all these hours that he works. And I know he's under a lot of duress and stress, but yeah, he's always nice. Anyway, I digress. I don't know why I brought that up, except for the fact you see me drinking coffee, and I'm just sitting in the parking lot in the morning watching everybody wake up. A whole bunch of guys over there walking around. I don't know what they're doing. I guess they're like having a powwow before their day starts, maybe talking about their plans or whatever. But anyway, yeah, I mean, we would get our drinks, and then there was this loop that kind of went around town, the outer perimeter of town. I lived in Central Florida, where the phosphate mines used to be really big. They would, dig phosphate. You could go, that was the days where you could go out there and they wouldn't care, like during the day. And you could get dinosaur bones, shark's teeth, and things like that. I have a collection somewhere. I still have that stuff. You could just go get it. But anyway, we rode around a short way, and then there was a long way. And usually at a certain point, my dad would be like, you want to take the long way around or the short? And my mom would make the decision. I would end up always with my head either in my mom's lap or my dad's lap and my feet in the other. And I would end up being asleep before the ride was finished. And Daddy would carry me in and, tuck me into bed. I remember that to this day, a long time ago. I'll never forget it. Those are the kind of things I think can build memories. I mean, yeah, sure, you can go to Disney World, you can go to Pigeon Forge, you can go to various places, and yet you're going to remember that. But these things that you do like over and over. Yeah, Saturday night was family movie night at my house. My boys will probably say one night, because it is Saturday night. We sit on the couch together, we huddle up. A lot of times we have blankets. That's the time we have really good food, potato chips and dip and pizza. And, we just really garbage out and watch a good movie. And when I say good movie, the movies aren't always like good, but they don't have like a lot of garbage in them. We really screen them to make sure they don't have any bad language, sex, nudity, anything like that. Usually they're Christian movies, actually. And a lot of them are very good. A lot of them are just very amateurish made. But I understand the hardships of making a movie cheap, because I was, an independent filmmaker. Anyway, it's really beautiful. Fall setting in. The leaves are starting to turn. I'd imagine, though, it's like really close to peak season. I mean, here it is in October. The second week of October? Wouldn't doubt if up on the parkway that they already have peaked. You can't get up there. They have that blocked off. It's indefinitely closed, which means not indefinitely. It just means they don't have a date set to reopen. It was devastating. This area that I live in was so fortunate because we're right in the midst of all the tragedy and disaster that happened during the hurricane tropical storm. I had some, trees down, as you know. But like Asheville, Lake Lure, Chimney Rock, Swannanoa, I'm not sure Burnsville, but I think Burnsville, Old Fort, all these communities, man, they were decimated. It'll take them years and years to rebuild. And it's they're going to rebuild, and it's just not going to be the same because even the terrain has changed. I mean, it's washed out and it's changed areas, entire roads, and major portions of these small little villages and towns are gone. They're just gone. Yeah, it's such a tragedy. And who knows how many people actually died. They probably will never find all the bodies. They're probably washed away, and they just won't find all of them. There'll be missing people. But yeah, they're having a powwow over there. But anyway, I consider ourselves very fortunate. Yeah, we had maybe a total of 20 trees down in our yard. Most of them small, but a lot of them taken down by the one huge oak tree that just kind of like dominoes, boom, 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 took down a lot of other trees. Today, actually, last night we went riding around. My wife was like, you know what would be fun? She said, to go get ice cream and just ride around. That's unusual for her. That's my talk, except mine's usually, you know what would be cool? Go get a cup of coffee and a snack and ride around. My youngest son groaned, oh, why can't we ever just stay home? Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to go. I wish I could stay home. My oldest son just goes with the flow. He's learned. Less friction that way. But anyway, we went to the Dollar Tree first because they have, really good ice cream for $1.25, like the Snicker ice cream bars. Ice cream bars, they're good. I mean, they're very good. But anyway, I dropped her and my oldest son off at the door. They went in and came right back out. And all the coolers, they said they lost everything in the coolers when they lost electricity. So then we went to Ingles, and they closed at 8, so we just missed them, so they were closed. Then we went to Food Lion, and they were open until 10, so she went in and got a box of ice cream cones, some kind of with caramel and different things in it. Really good. So we rode around. And there was some stuff thrown out on the side of the road. And there was like an antique table, small table, like a nightstand. I looked at it, but I didn't get it. This morning I got up and I got it. Oh, I started thinking about it. It's like, it was wobbly. And I was like, yeah. But I've dealt with vintage and antique stuff my whole life. I know this stuff, and I'm not bragging, but I know a lot about that type of stuff. I've been reselling for, over 3 decades. Long time. I should have got it last night. I mean, I knew it was an antique, and the wobbliness is like, yeah, I can fix that. Maybe I'm getting lazy because I ordinarily wouldn't just leave something like that because, it needs a little bit of wood glued and some vices put on it or whatever. And this morning I woke up, and it was like before sunlight, and I'm like, I was laying there, I woke up and I'm like, I gotta have that end table. I hope somebody else didn't get it. Because what I did, I dug it out because I saw it back there in the back of this big pile. You could tell somebody was moving probably. And I dug it out and I set it down, and it really wobbles bad. And I'm like, But what I did is I set it in front of the pile of stuff so somebody else could see it and get it because I didn't want it thrown away. I got it. Anyway. Yeah, I like this, waking up to watching the world, as opposed to waking up at the house and dragging myself around. I ran out of storage on my SD card, So now I switched over to my internal storage. I didn't even know how to do that for a while. I just learned. My 15-year-old son taught me how to do it. I didn't know how to do it. It's like I'd always hand the camera to him, like, hey, I ran out of room on the camera. Can you switch to SD or vice versa? And here I am again, the iris. Okay, now I've set it. Let me show you that table real quick before I run out of more room. Woo, you're fogging up. Oh my gosh. What's going on here? Ah, now I need that automatic iris. When I got out, it didn't reset accordingly. Okay, you're gonna have to excuse my mess. Oh wow, that thing's falling all apart. That's gonna be an easy fix because it's already apart. All I gotta do is put glue in there and vise it together. Okay, my van's a mess because we traveled recently. But anyway, see these things here? They're coming out. I don't know, I want to get it out and show you, but it seems like it could be a hassle. Sometimes a hassle's good though. I'm stuck on the door. Ah. All right, here we go. Life is good. I want to Google Lens it anyway. Oh my gosh. Now, I'm not saying it's the most beautiful table in the world, but it's got some damage, but it's nice. Okay, here we go. I'm stuck again. I had to take these panels off the back. There's panels here, and I got them in the car. That's why my car looks so bad too. But I locked the back doors, and they got stuck, and I had to take it apart to unstick them. And now I got to put the panels back on. But anyway, there it is. You know, it's got the drawer. It's very hard to get out because, you know, everything needs to be put back in its proper place. But I can't tell what it is as far as who made it or anything. But I should have never left it last night. Anyway, I'm gonna Google Lens this baby and see what I can find. I'll be right back. Yeah, see the color in the trees? Starting to come right out. Yeah, over there. Oh, there's that old powwow I was talking about earlier. They're still over there. I don't know if I can see all these trucks over here or not. Oh yeah, there's the parking lot over there. You can kind of start seeing all the trucks. I'm not gonna walk over there. I'm lazy. Let's get back in the van. Anyway, let me do these iris again. Anyway, what I was gonna say is I Google Lens that desk table thing, whatever, and I found a lot of similar tables, and the prices are crazy, anywhere from like $300 up to like $1,500. All depends on who made it, how old it is, that type of thing. But anyway, I think that's about it for me. I'm gonna go ahead and go finish my honey bun and my coffee, and I will see you the next time around. I really appreciate you tuning in.